Alright, hey everyone! Welcome to another WRP live play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight, we are playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor, where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes before they get back into the swing of battle. And we'll begin with an introduction for Vass.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Vass. Vass is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week's fun fact I may have already mentioned before, but I like it. I like this one. So sorry if it's a repeat, but Vass was classically trained. Um, his parents signed him up for piano lessons to try and keep him out of trouble, and then he just kind of started going into different instruments from there, but his origins is classic piano
And also getting into trouble still. Uh,
and also getting into trouble. Yes. Why choose one when you can do both?
right, exactly. We love it. Do want to make a quick notice that our players will have a +1 to AC for the rest of the session, thanks to chat. But back to our introductions, let's learn a little bit about Hugh.
Hi, I'm Stefan. I'm playing Hugh DeVere, a flamboyant, fearless, and fearsome fencer. Today's fact about Hugh is that he has finally got a chance to fight a real dragon, so he is living his best life. He's prepared everything for this day.
Hell yeah, we love it. Next up for introductions, let's learn about Rhubarb.
Alright, I am Frontboard, and I am playing Rhubarb Bafflewander, aka Rue. He is a forest gnome sorcerer hailing from the island of Sandcrest, way to the west of our setting. He's 114 and a half years young. I don't know, he's wearing red robes these days because he's now a mage of high sorcery. Although he's really a sorcerer of high magery? Hell, I don't know.
Words in places they exist and make sense at some point. But
Maybe.
uh, with that, let's learn about Victoria.
Hey, I'm Cable. I'm playing Victoria. Victoria is a Knight of the Rose and Champion of Paladine.
Hell yeah. So, with that, it is time for us to dive back into our session. Which means, let's get our battle music going on. So, as you all took your positions, banishment wears off. And two Draconians pop into existence. And why don't we roll?
I know we discussed this, but I've forgotten which of the Draconians these were.
These are the ones that come from bronze dragonborns. I'll get a picture in chat here for a second.
Let's get them thick boys rolling.
I wouldn't say that these are the chonky boys, based on your personal dictionary. But why don't we get a quick initiative roll here for our
Yeah.
battle?
Hey, damn.
Natural one, baby.
I don't know. Like maybe not chunky, but there's some six there.
Oh yeah, no, he's thick, but like we definitely have seen thicker.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 1C, 1.5 at best.
All right. Between Vass and Victoria, what are your modifiers?
Oh, mine's 0. There's no modifier.
Then it'll be Vass
Dude.
first. So, Vass, Victoria are Draconians, Hugh, and then Rue. So, Vass, you are in the walkway. I believe you were in the eastern one, unless you had moved to the west during that.
Yep.
But go ahead. Tell me, what would you like to do on your turn?
So the Draconians are here now.
The Draconians are here.
They
Yep.
just pooped in. And Hugh and Victoria are flanking one, and then the other guy is just off by himself.
Yep.
Am I closer to the one that's getting flanked?
Why don't we do a quick roll here? You are closer to the one that is being flanked.
Okay. Then I am going to take a reverberating shot at it with my torso of melody. And that is a 17 to hit.
17 will hit, yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna get some sneak attack on that because he is threatened. So if I add my sneak attack. Oh my god, 2 1s. Lovely. 7 points of piercing and 4 points of thunder.
Beautiful.
And then I will bonus action hide.
Hell yeah, go for it.
Get that health roll. 17. I'm getting 17. So geez.
Alright, I will keep your 17 in mind as we come to Victoria's turn.
All right. Are we in an actual flank, or do we need to close that flank?
I'd say that you would be in an actual flank.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I'm just going to lay the beats on this poor lizard man of ill repute. 27 to hit
Yeah!
for 11 damage. I'm going to throw a smite on there. What is that? 2. What's a third level? Give me 4? 48 or 58?
Third level would be 4 because it's
3,
2 for
4.
1.
Yeah, 4. Okay. So that was 11 plus another 19. Divine. Wow. And then the
Oh, okay. 19 Divine Smite.
is he still alive? Yeah.
No, actually.
Oh.
So I'm going to need a dexterity save from Hugh and Victoria.
You have +4, Hugh. 17, despite
18.
rolling a 5.
Okay, so as the flesh begins to shrivel up, you see the bones begin to shake and tremble and explode outward, but you guys are able to avoid the fragments of bone and don't take any damage from their explosion.
Nice. Okay, bone exploding ones. Good, good. Is the other one within 35 feet?
Let me look at the map. It would have been right there. 35 would be 7 squares. Yeah, you'd be able to get to it with 35 feet.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay, so she'll use her momentum from dodging away from the bones to run up in the other one's face. And I'm going to use the Salamnic Strike, which will give me advantage and an extra d8 of damage. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 will hit.
Excellent. That's what. All right. So 5 base. Let's smite him for a 2d8, and there's an extra 1d8 of regular damage. Oh, that was a shitty roll. 9. An extra 9 on top of the 5. That's it for me.
Well, damage is damage. We're getting places. And then it is our Draconian's turn. And what a lovely surprise. Victoria, you're right next to this guy. So he is going to take 2 trident attacks at you.
Oh, they got all these funky trident ones.
That is a 12 on his first attack, so that'll miss.
Yeah, it will.
But that is a natural 20 on the second.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Except that I'm gonna cast Silvery Barbs on that.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Good boy,
Brings
yeah.
that down to a 15, which I'm pretty sure is another miss.
To think the others were disparaging having a gnome in the party.
Oh yeah, that cable guy, the mysterious 5th player.
Oh, my
Victoria loves the
goodness.
gnomes. I'm gonna give that advantage to Vass.
Alright, Vass gets advantage on the next d20 roll. Hugh, we come to your turn. What are you doing?
Okay, so is there anyone that are in close to my battle buddy Victoria?
There is the one that Victoria just ran up to and just got attacked by.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Wounded him up for you.
first. I am going to first hit it with my dancing longsword. For 16.
A 16 will hit, yeah.
Okay, that will do 5 damage, and I'm following that up with a stock strike versus a 16.
Yep.
Second is a 25.
Both hit.
All right. Or 21 piercing. Six cold. And 1 psychic damage.
Great. I need another dexterity save from Victoria and Hugh as this one's skin dries up and the bones explode.
19.
11. Ooh.
Both of you are once again successful and avoid
Oh, nice.
the shattering of the bones, meaning that you are no longer bound by initiative. And as the fight is done here,
Kill the shark, the minnows are no problem.
well, there is a there's a situation here. Of course, you have the body of a blue dragon, but you felt again the sort of shifting of the tower beneath you. It activated some strange device. But now, with no one to control said device, you feel where the tower that you are in stops. But looking at the massive windows outside, around you, you see outside that the rest of the city is continuing to rise, parts of it breaking off as it flies into the sky.
Uh, is this like it's pulling itself apart, or it'll generally be okay? There's just some pieces that need to be broken off.
You feel the shaking beneath. Continue. The
I don't know.
boulder-sized chunks of the city tear free outside the windows as they rise into the air. And beneath them, whole districts shudder under the mighty forces that tug them skyward. And then, thinking that perhaps that may be the worst, deep in the tower that you stand within, something cracks. And the floor underneath you slants, the tower beginning to slowly lean.
Rue, do you think you and that black robe wizard can do something about this?
I think that we need to try. Did this all happen? The dragon thing was doing this? That second was a question, not in character.
Beliphaon, the dragon, activated a device. Beliphaon is no longer alive to control said device. And this is happening in the aftermath.
Well, I didn't actually remember him interacting with anything.
It was right before his transformation and fight, like when he
So
was...
that device is still here.
It is. It's right at the
Oh.
throne.
Oh yeah, what the heck? I mean,
You go get that mage. I'm gonna look at this throne
okay,
or the device or whatever.
okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna rush
Vass
down.
will,
Sorry, fast, but
I was just gonna say Vass will go over and look at the device also.
Yeah. Anyone wanting to look at the device can make for me a Arcana check. Victoria, you are heading downstairs.
yeah.
Go ahead, give me a perception check, please.
Ah, crap.
18. You know what? Just for fun, I had a bardic from my frog. I'm gonna add it to my
Ooh.
18.
That was a D20 roll, so I technically had advantage on that.
Yeah, do you want to
Arcana check.
crit?
Oh, okay. Well, that's a wrong direction. So I'll take that 19.
All right.
I also have a 19.
Okay, double 19s. That's great. I'm going to start with our 9 first. Victoria, in the room below you, you only see the crystalline surfaces and their displays. You do not see a mage.
Okay, she'll pause in the door from the stairs for a minute and be like, hello? Mage?
You hear a soft echo of your voice and nothing
Okay.
more.
I'll head back upstairs.
Okay. Upstairs, Vass, Rhubarb. You are investigating the device, and what you figure out, it's a flying citadel helm. But that is perhaps the best news that you have, because it would take several hours to attune to it, firstly, and then regain control of the city around you. And this tower is not going to survive that long. It is crumbling around you. I will say that perhaps you may wish to start an evacuation soon. Though, maybe there is enough time to check the body of a dragon in case there may be some interesting things there.
I mean, if anything, we should check the body of the dragon to see if there's any device that could help us control this helm thing.
Making it probably wouldn't help, eh?
AKA, I can't figure out how to work this thing, at least not in the minutes we have before we all die.
To work this thing, you would have to attune to it. which would take several hours on its own. And then afterwards, you would have to be able to regain control of the city.
When Victoria makes her way back up, we're on our own. The wizard's gone.
We gotta get out of here pretty fast. Can't undo this in time.
Okay, I'm not really a trophy collecting type, but do you think maybe Hugh or Rue could grab like a tooth or a little scale or something for Derek?
I would like to remind you guys that you saw a crown on his head.
I do remember the crown.
Yeah, I do remember the crown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was going to plan to get multiple trophies from the dragon anyway, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am assuming that Hugh was doing that while Victoria was running downstairs and Vass and Rue were looking at the helm.
All right, so
Definitely taking that helm.
She was already planning the knives she can make from dragon's teeth and all. Various belt implements, and he's thinking about climbing gear, like.
I will say, survival check for more organic trophies and an investigation check to see if there's anything of like material value, such like the crown.
Is that something we can all make?
Okay.
You can all do that.
21
yeah.
on
Nat 20.
survival.
All right.
Oh damn! I heard of that 20.
So,
It ain't me.
Rhubarb, with your nat 20 on investigation, you find a bag of holding, and the crown upon him. Now, a peek inside the bag of holding would reveal that there is items inside of it, but perhaps you do not have the time to figure out what your loot is entirely in this moment. But you've got that.
I could put all my crab shells inside this thing. This is amazing.
Are they not crab dust yet?
There will be more crab shells, trust me. Many more now.
You're totally right.
How do we get out of here, guys? Any ideas?
I'm thinking of whether I can make take enough scales here to make dragon hide armor, so I'm not really paying attention.
I would say with a 21, yeah, you'd be able to get enough of the hide or enough of the scales for a dragon hide armor.
We can levitate. So if we all grab a rope, maybe I can throw our descent. But I'm not super strong, guys, so not sure that that's gonna fully work.
I
I can
mean,
make us fall like feathers.
you could do a feather
All of us?
fall. Just jump out the window.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
We've
I'll
done
throw-
a trust fall before.
I'll throw something through the window then. If the window's the idea, I'll bust the window. Everyone else is doing stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you throwing out the window?
Wait, is the throne the only thing where there aren't like normal chairs here?
I mean, I heard that you were throwing something at the window. If you're gonna attack the window in another way, tell me about it so I can tell you
I mean,
what to
if
roll.
I could toss the throne through it, I'll toss the throne through it.
You could not toss the throne through it's built into the ground. I'm sorry.
Well, that's just poo.
That's just how it is.
So I don't seem to remember anything else actually in this room.
No, it was the throne, Belafeon, and the two Draconians, who are now just bone dust.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll just hammer on the window with the butt of my sword.
Cool. Can I get an attack roll?
Okay, 24.
That'll hit. Can you roll me damage?
Jeez. 11.
Yeah, you hear a sort of thunk, and you can see a little bit of a dent there, but these are sturdy windows for being, you know, up in the sky and a place of power.
All right. You'll hear a sigh in frustration and then just go nuts on the friggin' window.
All right, give me another attack roll, please.
Ooh, an 18.
18 will hit.
A 7.
Cool. And that'll be that. You now actually see where the butt of the sword kind of creates this spider webbing effect. You're starting to damage through some of the window.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's give it another whack.
Yeah, go for it.
A 21.
Yeah?
For 6. I'm gonna smite the window.
Yeah, go ahead, smite the window. Do it.
Anger smite. That doesn't piss anyone off. Wow. Okay, for another 7.
With your smite on the window, there is this burst of light, the sound of glass shattering, and you now have the air whooshing around you as the tower begins to lean even further. You can see the city rising up around you.
And then she'll mutter kind of testily, like, yep, for Paladin.
Hell yeah. So, you guys have a broken window and a long way down.
Mm-hmm. Whenever you're ready.
Hey, I have a interesting procedural question about this.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Rhubarb, before that last fight, cast Death Ward on himself. And
Correct.
so it says, if you had dropped to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, he dropped to 1. If there was something that would instantly kill him, instead, the effect's negated. So if Rhubarb just jumped and didn't feather fall and hit the ground, does he live?
I'd say so, yeah. You might
That
be
might be-
in considerable pain because I will not take away the after effects of jumping at this height. So, like, you might break all the bones in your body, but you'd be alive.
No. In that case, I don't want to be a slug.
Yeah, but then we could put Rue in the bag of holding.
Just hold him up.
Lachlan gave me the best look of, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
I mean, then you just cast all your healing spells on him, right? And he magically mends. No, then maybe I'll just feather fall with them.
Yeah, alright. So,
Hopefully we're not too high.
what's the height on Featherfall?
It's 60 feet per round for 10 rounds, so we could go 600 feet on one featherfall.
No, you'll be fine.
I mean, I got 2 slots.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine.
And I got sorcery points where I can make more slots.
Is there a limited number of people you can cast that upon?
It's 5.
Oh, okay. So you can skip me if you needed to, but sounds like we're fine.
Is Hugh done cutting up this dragon?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah.
With a 21, yeah, I'll say that you were able to get enough and do it quickly. So, with that, anything you do before you jump? Any prayers to any gods that may listen to you?
I'm
I know
thinking about the
Minotaur's
owl
watching me.
spirits I've tried to make friends with and invoke, and how it probably won't be able to do anything for me, but that's who I got. I don't have a close personal relationship with Muhammad like some other people.
I've stretched my asks of Paladine pretty far today, so I think willingly jumping out a window, I probably won't ask him to forgive so much.
Vath will just thank whatever deity could be listening that he doesn't have to go back through that electric room again.
That's completely what Victoria was thinking.
Oh, that would have been so much fun.
You and I have very different ideas of what is fun.
That's why I'm in the DM seat.
Phase in the helm.
So, when you are ready, Rue, what does your casting of Featherfall look like?
That's a fantastic question because honestly, as we were talking about that, what really went through my head is that as Rhubarb would be standing at the edge, he would have a flashback to the time that he met Ispin, because my story around meeting Ispin was that Ispin was falling out of a tree in the forest in Sandcrest, and he cast Featherfall on Ispin to save his life, and that's how they became friends. And so I feel like it's almost like fitting and poetic if we're all falling out of this citadel in the sky together. So he probably would like fall over backwards first and just stare back up at his friends and just like gesture his hand across them to just like will this protection that they fall to the ground safely, just like he rescued Ispin those decades ago.
You jump. Either together or one by one, but you jump. And you fall. Not as quickly as you may have thought, but it is a strange sensation as you float down and the city rises around you. Again, breaking apart. Districts turning into different pieces of the city once known as Anyari. As you each find your feet hitting the ground, looking around, trying to get a hold of the situation, you find yourself amid disaster. Ragged stone islands, crumbling buildings, rising high above your heads. Chaos confounds the dragon army troops throughout the city. Dragonels dodge stones in the sky. Winged draconians race to escape the cracking streets. And to the south, violet flame lights the sky. You see at its center a solid island rises. Its stone foundations riddled with monstrous bones. The island bears an ominous temple. Windows alight with otherworldly violet flame, and you watch the undead dragon ridden by Lord Soth return. And the two circle the blazing, flying citadel.
Yeah, crap.
You probably should not remain in the city of lost names for much longer.
We can take them.
Well, they're not staying here.
Mhm.
So, heroes, how do you wish to try and escape the city?
Is there a way of...
You recall the way that you entered in, the Path of Memories. That is where you met Demelin. Or you could use the canyon to the south. You know that is what the dragon army used to enter into the city. It is what you had to circumvent.
I think that's the way that Becklin went out too.
No, you sent Becklin towards Demelin, I believe.
I thought we put her on a horse that Victoria summoned, and she's like, I'll
Yes.
go the other way.
Spectral
might have been.
Warhorse or whatever it was.
Yeah, it could have been. Either way, Demelin did, or not Demelin, Becklin did escape.
Yeah, whatever she did.
She got out of the city. That's all you need to know.
Do we see any aged dragon elves anywhere?
Give me a perception check.
Oh. 30-20.
You don't see caged dragonels, but you do see 4 dragon army dragonels that seem to have been separated from their riders, and are perhaps not handling the chaos so well here.
I see some rides, guys.
Yeah, let's fly out of here.
Those
And-
things?
Mhm.
The
I
four
mean, I do
creatures.
want to try and kill
Olaf.
Soth, but maybe it's not the time.
I can tell you with quite a bit of certainty that now is not the time. Now is the time to get our pilot's license for these dragon elves.
Oh, okay.
What's a
All right.
pilot's
I can
license?
climb, I can
Why do the
swim, and now I
Dragonels
can
have it?
fly. I'm a real triple threat.
The Dragonels do sort of skitter away from you as you approach. They seem almost defensive. It will take a persuasion check to see if you can convince them to allow you to ride them.
Persuasion.
Dragonels
Hey,
are
look.
intelligent.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sing him a
Yeah,
song,
look.
Pass.
We will get you safely out of here if you get us safely out of here. You know, you see what I'm laying down there? Does that mean I could have intimidated it instead?
You don't think that a Dragonel who has you on their back might corkscrew if you intimidate them?
Well, not if I use my longsword as a bridle.
The one that you were speaking towards, Victoria, seems to be convinced and will approach. The same with you, Vass. Calmed enough that perhaps you may be a safer way out. Rhubarb, the one that you are trying to engage with, seems to back away further.
I'm trying to use my speak with small beasts racial trait, and I realize these things are not small.
Nor are they beasts. They are dragons.
Exactly.
Rue can ride with me, right?
I would say with a 25, you can convince your Dragonel to have a second.
And he's weak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a little road snack.
What?
Go ahead. I didn't see. How's Hugh doing?
He's got speak with
mean-
animals he could use, doesn't he?
Oh, these things aren't
Yeah,
animals. They are dragons.
I got pretty good animal. No, actually,
It
only
is-
somewhat better than average animal handling.
Well, it's a persuasion check to talk to these guys and get them to let you ride them.
Okay. A 10.
The Dragonel that is gonna back away next to the one that Rue was talking. Both of them seem a little more skittish as they arc up, and unfortunately that is not an allowance for riding.
Are the dragon elves large enough to carry two medium creatures? Like, could Ass and Hugh ride the same one?
Let's look at this.
How beefy is this boy?
Do, 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 do. I would say it would just be able to carry the two of you. Anything more would be detrimental.
Us is already named Dragonel Harold.
I love that. As someone who had a giant rabbit named Albert. So, 2 Dragonels, 2 riders, and 2, I don't know, passengers. You are able to lift into the sky, flying, and I want you guys to make for me, I want you guys to make for me Constitution saving throws to see how well you hold on to your lunch.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
You have a
man.
+4 root. Oh my
Oh.
god.
No.
Each.
Oh no.
Like a plus straight 4 or a d4?
You get a
No, a
straight
+4.
4.
Straight out.
Yeah. That aura.
That's a 26.
Of course it's Rhubarb, our resident picky eater. His
He hasn't
stomach.
eaten today. That's why he's not throwing up.
Yeah. So the rest of you feel a little nauseous because even though you are allowed to ride on these Dragonels, they are the ones that seem to be in control here of your flight out of the city. They twist and turn in the air, performing these almost acrobatic feats to avoid the flying debris that is lifted upwards. You see boulders, parts of buildings. Some of you are even traveling through the buildings as they rise upwards. And it is very much so many things happening. Stomach becoming nauseated. But as you are flying out, you get to safety. Out of the city of Anyari. And as you fly overwards, you can, with your persuasions and directions, direct these red dragon army dragonels beyond the dragon army regrouping that you can see beneath you.
Heck yeah.
But you have to find the Kalaman army. You need to regroup yourselves.
We did see them.
We saw that map, Victoria.
Yeah.
They were on the map.
And Rue does have a racial trait
Now,
that
if we
lets him
can-
remember like areas of terrain and stuff with great detail.
And you have a Fargab.
We do.
And I have this crown.
I'm just saying that there are ways that you can find. I just need to know how you are finding them.
I mean, I believe Vass has the Fargab, right? He's still our radio man.
Yeah.
And well, how you guys working it out?
So is there any animal handling component to this at all, or are we just clinging on and then allowing the Dragonels to just do their thing?
So you guys were just kind of hanging on, and I used your previous persuasion checks to allow them to not give in to the orders of returning to the dragon army, and you're kind of now skirting. You are out of the city. You are now over top of the wastelands, but you have to find a way to reunite with the Kalaman army.
So the way I'm picturing this in my head is because I was the one that convinced this Dragonel to let this be a thing that's happening. I feel like I'm in the driver's seat, and the
Makes
Fargab's
sense.
on my back. I feel like I'd like talk over my shoulder and ask you to start using the Fargab periodically to try and see if we can get a connection with Tatina's model.
I think he's gonna try as best as he can, but he's not exactly adept at the Fargab.
Give me just give me an intelligence roll here real quick.
At least that wasn't my dump stat. 18.
18.
Heck yeah.
You may not be the most adept, but you're fairly certain you remember how you've seen Vass use it in the past. And so as you pick it up, the receiver, talk into it, trying to get a hold of Tatina, what would you say?
I would relate what we found out about the City of Lost Names and what the Dragon Army is up to, and how there is an undead guy with a big dragon that I am going to come and finish off. So everyone should be fine.
You hear the
None of that is. Hey, where are you guys?
Also, yes.
you hear on the other side, Tatina. Okay, that's really a lot to take in at this moment. But yeah, just if you're in the city, fly southwest, and yeah, you'll see us. So, you've been told to head southwest. You spot in the
we get them
distance.
to do it.
Yeah. Easy enough to persuade. Using your earlier things. Sorry, that was really funny. So, as you fly southwest, you can see them. The Kalaman army. A few of the soldiers waving high in the air as a sort of land marker as you start to appear on the horizon. All caps, man, that fucking killed me.
It wasn't user error, it was the computer. I swear.
Oh man. Threaten to bite computers. That always fixes the problem. So yeah, you guys are able to land. And you would notice that the Kalaman army does seem to have suffered some losses. But you see Tatina. You see Derek. You see Becklin, Cudgel. All the people that you expected to see out here. No, I don't think Cudgel... No, Cudgel did come with you, yeah. And, as you settle down, Tatina looks, the, again, purple in her hair starting to fade, from where she had dyed it before you guys left. Right, so your friend Hugh here said a lot of things over the transmission, and I heard most of it. I didn't process it because a lot. So what exactly is going on here?
We killed a blue dragon, and now everyone's pissed off. Was
I
it
think they
blue?
were pissed off before, but now they're pissed off and with more direction.
Yeah. That's a fair argument.
All right, well, and Derek will step up. As much as I want to hear exactly what is going on, perhaps we keep conversations short for now. The Dragon Army must be mustering their forces, and they'll strike. Let us get to the south as quickly as possible, and talk of everything that needs to be talked of.
Tell you what, he tells me to shut up one more time. I'm gonna smack him around. Anyway.
If we get close enough for you to smack him around, that's itself a win. So,
well, I mean, they're saying that to our face. Yeah, let's go. Let's roll.
We riding the Dragonlance more?
Oh, I can't.
Well, only
Kinda.
only 2 people, maybe 4, could ride the Dragonelles, and you have the remaining bit of the army here. So.
Oh no. Oh, I hate when you say it like that. It makes me think there are a lot more casualties than you might have implied.
Oh no, I mean, like, so like if you looked at the Kalaman army as a whole, like a pie, and it's cut into 6 pieces, you're maybe missing about 1.5 pieces.
Oh, that seems really acceptable.
So, You still have a lot of Calaman army members, but it's definitely, when you're already a smaller force, it's definitely a noticeable, disadvantage here.
Yeah, well,
I'm assuming. Sorry.
Why don't you continue?
I'm assuming that Hugh would have told the Calamon army that we were going to be arriving on Dragonlance so that they didn't freak out. Scouts, I guess, for the army. So I'm assuming there was no issue with that.
I mean,
we already landed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's
hopefully the
more,
Dragonels are still okay.
yeah, the Dragonels are fine. But it's a very much a logistics thing of only so many people would be able to get far with the rest of them, and then having to feed Dragonels.
I mean, I
Most of
was just gonna say we kind of made a deal with them. Like, you get us safe, you'll be safe. We should just let them go, because
I know someone that would take good care of him. It's
guess that would
Klistrin.
be up to the Dragonels, though.
True. I mean, if we could get him back to Klistrin Sanctuary, then we know they'd be safe there. Safer.
Is most of the army on foot, or is there?
Most of it is on foot. You do have a few beasts of
Yeah.
burden to help kind of with the pulling of like the tents and carts, but most of it is foot.
Are there any mounted combatants?
Not really, no.
Not really. Okay.
Well, it looks like we're walking then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
These Dragonels will figure out what they need to do. Maybe we just take their harnesses and stuff off of them.
Yeah, if you want to.
Set them free.
Bass would probably give Harold like a little bit of like fried meat or something as like a thank you, and then just kind of let Harold do Harold's thing.
Okay. As you set off towards the south, hours go by. The cliffs surrounding the city of Lost Names grow distant, their red stone walls taking on a violet hue. A floating island drifts over them, crowned by a terrifying temple smoldering with the cataclysmic flames. As the flying citadel takes up position over the rallying dragon army troops, you can make out the crimson pennants that flutter on this terrible new weapon in the Dragon Queen's arsenal. Around you, the Calaman's army forces, they are baffled, terrified. But Darrett urges you all to continue, to escape. He urges and focuses on the safety of the troops, escaping southwards, and alerting Calaman's defenders about this terrible new weapon. And it is with those words that we are going to take our first ad break here. So, stick around with us. We will be right back to continue our story, but before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us at Little Witch RP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen, as well as in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community, benefiting everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things there. But stick around with us, and we'll see you guys very soon. All right, we return, and you have escaped Anyari and are moving southward. When you you saw the sort of rising of the citadel. You
Does
know,
that mean that, like, maybe Soth took control of it somehow?
maybe. You see it is lit alight by the fires of the cataclysm, that violet flame. But you would have also seen that it is very much flying the banners of the Dragon Queen. But
So does this Dragon Queen have a Dragon King? Just asking for a friend.
Doesn't she stack up with that Minotaur god?
I don't know the full lore behind the Dragonlance gods, but Rue, go ahead, take an inspiration point for shooting your shot.
Little side quest there.
I game respect game. So why don't we move to the evening?
This was Baldur's Gate 3. Vass would be inspired.
Oh hell yeah. Why don't we move into the evening here? Where you are taking a bit of time to settle down for camp. The night is quiet. The Kalaman soldiers very much contemplative. There is fear amongst the figures, but also a desire to survive, to make their way home, to protect and fight. Cudgel and Becklin seem to be united side by side, friends and adventurers, allies. Darrett also stays nearby, Becklin having been his mentor and overseer and companion for a long time. It's good to have her back. He also, of course, glances over at Victoria, and should their eyes meet, he gives a wide smile.
She's trying not to. Normally she'd be right there, but understanding there is a bit of a reunion thing going there, she's trying not to squeeze in too much of her own attention there. And I'm sure she could be useful in bolstering spirits of soldiers, maybe throughout the camp.
So what are you all doing this evening?
Checking out whatever else was in that bag of holding.
Yeah. Let's go through that. Because you've got the time, so
Dragon loot, bro.
you are able to flip the bag, dump it out, get all of the contents here. Which means you have a lot of ancient coins here. As well as a holy symbol. It is made of ruby, but it is dedicated to Takesis.
Wow.
And a Small
Well, he was a
stone.
cleric, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Like he said that, didn't he? Yeah.
He was a priest. But you have a amongst them, it looks almost like a blue marble. It's spherical, but it seems to radiate some sort of power. You can take some time to investigate your spoils a little further, the coins, to see how much they may be worth, the strange stone, the symbol, the crown, to see if there's any sort of material worth here.
Yeah, I think as much as the rubies on the holy symbol are intriguing, I'm kind of also afraid of it because it looks like it's dedicated to the Dragon Queen, even if she does need a Dragon King. And Rhubarb will probably focus more on the blue marble and the crown.
Give me a crown is going to be an investigation check. The marble, I'll ask for either an arcana check or an hour's worth of studying it.
May I use guidance on myself on these then?
Sure.
Sweet. Let's do the investigation first. You said that was the crown?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a 15.
The crown is based on your looks at it, probably about 3,500 gold pieces.
Ooh. I got no use for this.
Just,
Tossed to
information,
the side.
and throws it over their shoulder. Meanwhile, someone else would be like, what?
I mean, I don't know who around us has 3,500 gold pieces and need for a crown in our current situation, but maybe this could come in useful later.
Us will never say no to a crown.
Trading.
I mean, I'm all right with you taking this crown, Bass, if you're nearby.
Yeah, if Vass sees through, just toss it to the ground. He'll walk over and just put it on. Trade around with it for the evening.
King of the camp.
Wait, does it clash with my skin tone? What color is this crown?
Let me go back to the description.
On the dragon's head, it was gold.
It is, we'll say that it is a gold crown, but it does bear the Dragon Queen symbol, which is that 5-pointed
That's
star.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll still wear it.
I can wear it around the house. It's my house crown.
This is my other crown is getting cleaned crown.
Yeah, nice.
As far as the marbly thing, if Rue's the only one investigating, he'd probably just spend the hour with it.
Great. Well then, I will send you something here real quick, and you can make a choice of yes or no.
Oh no. And I think while they're doing that, Victoria probably will take the time to just kind of go through the camp in general and just have, share some bolstering words and get people's focus their attention on more positive efforts than looming doom.
Go ahead, give me a. I will say either a persuasion or performance check to bolster the morale here.
I heard the. Oh, geez. 14.
14. Yeah, no, I mean you're doing good at keeping the sort of no one's falling deeper into any sort of sorrows, and you even get a few smiles around.
Vass is definitely taking a leaf out of Victoria's book, and he's trying to raise morale as well by he feels like he can let his guard down just a little bit because there's lots of people around. So he's gonna just walk and play flute, try and um, try and cover the areas that Victoria is not able to get to because I imagine this is quite spread out.
Go ahead, give me a performance check, please, Bess.
Oh, damn.
All right, yeah. A few of the Kalaman soldiers hear your songs. Some of them even begin to sing along. Really sort of bringing up a bit of the mood here, making it a little easier to palate this night.
Is that is this the silence of doom where Rue has made a terrible, terrible choice?
He's cursed. He can't talk. He's kind of fumbling with his tongue.
Okay.
Hugh's controller is presently being inspected by Kitty, so no judgment.
Sorry, did you need Rue to do something?
If anyone wants to look at the coins, the ancient coins while Rue is fiddling with his little marble, that is also an investigation or history check. Um,
Ooh, history.
and I would say investigation or religion on the ruby holy symbol, if you want to get information from that. 21. These coins are from long before even Anyari. They are so ancient, these coins. But you can imagine that the amount of them that are here and in the state that they're in, they would fetch about 1,000 gold pieces.
Mm.
Who was investigating that? Hugh?
Hugh got the total of the coin, yeah.
History check.
1,000 gold worth of ancient coins.
If we just divvy that up now. I mean, it's not a no.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I got a whole sack full of silver. But probably take some though, just in case I need to buy some healing potions somewhere.
Buy your way into the Tower of High Sorcery. Buy your way out.
I don't know if they're easily bought, Victoria.
I'm sure at some point we're gonna have to pay a fine for hiding Vass. Do they do fines? I'm not quite sure how the towers work.
Would you like to roll a history check?
I think the
That
price
was
is
more her
usually
musing
death.
as opposed to.
I mean, you may have heard of how they handle it. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, hey, a 22.
You've heard of stories, rumors, mere hearsay. You have no idea if it's any sort of truth, but rogue mages usually are met by the end of a blade if they do not comply to joining the order.
Well, I mean that's not a fine, so that's good. Are we is this like a short rest that we're engaging in, or like what how
No,
does
this
this
would
work
be a
out?
long rest that you guys are going to be
Oh
taking here.
snap.
Yeah, it's evening time.
Oh,
You've been
okay.
walking.
Yeah.
And we push the button.
You can push the button. Yes.
Yes. I am complete.
Man, get everything back.
Uh-huh. Oh, I just remembered something. I mean, Victoria's been so preoccupied. At some point, probably in the morning when she's like in her regular period of maintaining her gear, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I have a fucking Dragonlance and I didn't tell anyone."
Yeah. It's just vibing out right there. You walked in with the Dragonlance on your back, and you just don't mention
No
it.
big deal.
They wouldn't believe it anyways. Maybe maybe in the morning she'll wander over to the command group and be like, "Oh hey, you ever hear any stories about these things?" And just kind of like plunk it onto a table. But you can't have it.
Um, you said command tent, right?
I
Or
like the yeah.
yeah, okay, cool. I was like, I thought I heard it, but then my brain's like, no, Victoria's talking to the rest of the team, and I'm like, no, the team was there. Why?
Yeah, they know.
Yeah. So, you see, game chat. uh, I mean, Rue, did you ever tell people what went on with that blue marble?
I think that Hugh might like the blue marble more than Rue. I mean, as much as blue is like Paladine's color and Victoria's color.
Well, do you offer it to Hugh and tell him what it does?
Sure. If he's awake, I mean, I know he's like a really heavy sleeper and all, so.
Yeah, we'll hold on to that scene. Yeah, as we did have the one with Victoria. So Victoria, as you move in and you drop the Dragonlance down on the table, you see it immediately catches the eye of Becklin and Cudgel, and we've heard of these. Yeah, Cudgel says, "Where'd you get your hands on one? And in this sort of condition?"
There's sort of a story to that. It where was that crypt was under Kalaman, wasn't it? Yeah, because that's when he killed all the guys when we went down there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a crypt in Kalaman with I don't want to say broken, but anyway, we were able to recover its abilities in the lost city.
I'll be damned, Cudgel says as she looks over it.
And yeah, they work as legend suggests on dragons quite effectively.
Well then, keep that by your side.
Okay, just thought maybe we should let you know. They're good. It wasn't all bad the last few days.
You hear the low whistle that Cudgel gives out. She's trying so hard not to pick up the Dragonlance and like look it
don't do it.
over.
Oh yeah, like she'll like push it over to her, like, yeah, no, silence means swinging around.
Her eyes go wide. Cudgel is again this mercenary. You see her as she picks it up, take all sorts of test swings with it. And
like a toddler with a plastic sword.
oh, 100%. She is over the moon being able to just touch this thing and then let alone like take a few swings. So, but as soon as she gets that out of her system, she'll put it back down and like, yeah, no, keep that thing close. If what you said was true, you guys fought a dragon already, and you've got people calling themselves like dragon masters and things like that. Yeah, I'd say good find what you got there.
I think the important thing is to know that even though there's great evil around, it is a balance. So yeah, and she'll grab it up and head back. Maybe I'm just picturing Hugh sleeping on like a pile of dragon scales. She'd kick his ass up.
Okay. So, Rhubarb.
Yep.
When you go to approach Hugh with your little blue marble, what does that look like?
It's attuned to me, right? It's because I know what it is.
No. You could have attuned to it if you wished to. That's what I was saying. But you spent enough time to know what it is. And so you can always break an attunement. So it would have technically been attuned to you at the end of that hour, but you can break an attunement once you know what it is.
Yeah, so let's say it's attuned to me then.
Okay.
I mean, is Hugh awake now? Hugh?
Yep.
All right. Rue's gonna walk up to Hugh then, and just kind of like look up at him and be like, "Hey, Hugh, check this out." He's gonna take the stone and like throw it up in the air, and it's gonna start like spinning around his head, like the little blue marble's just like orbiting. He's like, "It's pretty cool. It's like a moon."
Ooh, that's neat.
But blue's not really my color. I like red, white, and black moons, not blue moons. But I think that this one would probably work out pretty well for you. And so Rue's gonna like
Nice.
use his action to grab the stone and then hand it over to Hugh. Just you might need to spend a little bit of time with it just to make it your own. But I think it'll help you out more than me.
Okay. Neat. He starts playing with it. So what is this actually?
I'm sending it to you right now. Alright, you should see it now in your DMs.
Neat. Ironstone.
So, if you wish, you can spend an hour this morning attuning to that, or you can hold on to it, or you can give it to someone else.
I'm going to tune to it.
Heck yeah.
I'm keeping the bag.
This bag is mine.
That's fine.
Did we
You
divvy up the
deserve
gold?
flag.
Well, that's what I asked.
We can say that you did. I don't believe that
Yeah.
it was ever specifically decided upon.
I mean, it's an easy round number.
It was what, 250 each?
Yeah.
Let's divvy the gold.
The ancient coins.
Were you able to log those as gold pieces, or should we keep track of them separately until we get somewhere to
I'll
sell
let you
them?
log them as gold.
Okay.
We'll say that they're ancient gold pieces, way out of mint and production.
Creeping my way towards that plate armor.
Yeah, now we just gotta need
When
to
I
get
was
you.
wearing that crown,
Mm-hmm.
did I notice anything magic about it?
No, it's just a really expensive crown.
I figured.
-8
Good though,
charisma.
right?
What?
Actually, this crown is cursed. No, you only get the curse by wearing it all night.
And playing the lute and playing songs you wrote yourself. Very specific curse.
Now Takesis knows your location at all times and is sending all of the dragon armies to you.
Now you are the
Like a
Dragon
dream.
King, but it's not a position you want.
It's kind of like a Black Widow spider killing the male or whatever.
It's very much giving male praying mantis.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man,
The
we have
goat.
fun here.
Guys, guess how high my perception score is now?
Go ahead, tell us.
11.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
That's sweet.
So,
But he's still got to sleep
I
through an
can-
ambush in the middle of the night.
Yes, but I can like taste the colors
Synesthesia.
and smell light.
hell yeah. Well then, you have another day of travel ahead of you, as you must make your way further through the wastelands, make your way home, or at least to Kalaman.
I don't think there's much we can do in Calman to stop a fortress that could fly over the walls.
Yeah, but you've got people there that need to know that there is a fortress flying in
Yes.
their direction.
I mean, obviously. I'm just trying to think ahead here.
So,
Ass still needs those 2+1 scimitars. I think that'll make all the difference in the fight with this army.
well, let's first get to Kalaman and then see if we can get you those things. Order of operations. So, as you continue your travels, the citadel continues to float, continues to hover. It moves as well, but seems to be in tune and in time with the dragon army forces that are behind you.
So it's not really fast that we know of so far.
So far, it has not displayed any sort of speed. It seems to be, again, keeping up with the dragon army that you know is mustering forces from when you escaped Danyari. Your troop, being of a smaller army, is able to move a little bit quicker. Not by much, but enough.
They probably got some of those slow draconians with them.
As you're moving through the next few days, do you wish to do anything? Any sort of conversations with yourselves or the NPCs? Any particular preparations or actions taken? What do you do?
If we're heading back toward Kalaman.
You're moving through the wastelands, yeah.
Rue would start talking a little bit, maybe incessantly, about finally getting those boots back from the cobbler cordwainer in Kalaman. Like, I wonder if they still have them. Like, did they forget about me? I wonder how comfortable they are. Because we've been walking a lot.
I love it. Q, Fast, Victoria, any thoughts, moments, conversations that happened through your journeyings?
Us is definitely gonna play some more. That he's all practiced up, loosened up, ready to go when they get back to the city at that nice place. Um, he's also gonna talk to Tatina. He's gonna show her the Far Gap because it's been through quite a bit since last she saw it, and he's gonna somewhat proudly show her, look how good shape I kept it in. This thing got wet and completely waterlogged, and I kept it dry. And look,
No, yeah, no, you kept it in. Look, I can tell wear and tear on this. You know, I've seen it, I've made it, I understand how it works, but like, and I don't mean this in any sort of offense, for someone not myself to keep it in such great condition, you're doing great here.
I know that Vassal laugh it off or shrug it off like it's no big deal, but he's feeling really pleased with himself. Does it need any tune-ups while we're
I mean,
here?
need probably not. I can still do one for sure. But I mean, again, you've been doing real good with what it's got. It probably could go a few more miles before needing any sort of tune-ups. She's like looking over it.
What what uh what do you imagine, Hugh, you were able to snag that Victoria could give for to Derek?
Sorry, I didn't really understand that sentence.
From the blue dragon. Uh,
Oh,
any sort of trinkets
the
or
Blue
trinkets.
Dragon. Yeah. Oh, he was happily showing his collection of horns and teeth he extracted.
Right. And Victoria would be like, right, but I did ask you to grab something I could give to Derek.
There's a very nice tooth that he's just making a gift.
That's great. That's right. Thanks. Thank you.
Want me to make that into a necklace or something, or just want to give it as is?
I think I'll just give it as is and let him deal with it.
Okay.
I think you'll be pretty busy putting all that together.
Oh, of course. And it was previously established just that doesn't know anything about taking care of clothing, but with he knows how to use a needle and thread, just not for that. I mean, the leatherworking things. And in fact, there's no idea that those are two things that are used for that.
Stupid chat. Great. Yeah. No. So I guess at some point, Victoria will have to search. Well, I'll have to dig up Derek again.
Yeah. Easy enough to find Derek.
Okay.
And he smiles at you. Oh, hey, Victoria.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been a little preoccupied.
I mean, no, you had things to do, and you found a Dragonlance.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of feel like it was more like placed in our possession in a roundabout sort of way.
Well, what can I do for you, if anything? Or, I mean, if you just want to talk, I always want to talk to you.
Yeah. Okay. Look. So, hey, when we killed that blue dragon, I thought maybe you might like memento. And she'll just kind of drop the chunky blue dragon tooth. And be like, not everyone has a tooth from a blue dragon. I guess you can't tell that it was blue, so you just have to remember that it was blue.
Who has had protection 11, so he can hear this, even though it's very far away. So you can fully tell from a blue dragon for this.
Okay, I'm not a really a tooth person, so. But I listen when we were up there, I should kind of like pull him to the side a little, looking around since Hugh's ears are hawk-like. When we were up there, we could see those flying fortress things have like these magical kind of like they can look at us right now. And we could see you guys up there, and it kind of it really distracted me.
You can see his brow furrow, as he takes in this information.
It's just there's maybe conflicts that I don't think are good for us. She'll trail off a little.
The fact that, we're both on the front line, you mean?
Yeah.
I get it. I'd be lying if I say I don't worry about you either.
Well, I mean, it's I love to hear it, but I think it's just maybe we should just take a step back until maybe things resolve themselves.
He nods. He doesn't seem perhaps discouraged. There's almost like an understanding there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because he didn't care to begin with. I see it all now.
But the next words out of his mouth are, then, not as a point of distraction, but I don't know, maybe something to hold on to. When all this is over, and I mean over, not just able to take some time off in Kalaman, in between shifts and jobs and quests. Can I take you on a date?
Yeah, yeah, we can work something out. In when this is over.
When it's over. And you can see, like, there is a a smile on his face and a almost excitement in his eyes.
Mhm. And where was that enthusiasm earlier? And then she'll kind of awkwardly like punch his shoulder and be like, "I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad we have our priorities straight." Uh,
And you he nods, gives a bit of a chuckle, but you see where he kind of holds on to the tooth.
are you
And
not going to go back to Vogler when this ends?
I don't know yet. Vogler, of course, is it's home, but I don't know. I've kind of found who I am in Kalaman.
Yeah, and I mean, with all their high leaders wiped out, that kind of put you in a pretty decent position.
Well, it's definitely a position,
Mhm, mhm.
but I think when this is all over, it warrants a little bit more thought than, sort of doing as duty requires.
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay. And she'll just make her way off when they can get out of the conversation.
Yeah, totally. Um, as you travel, eventually your travels bring you to a bluff out to the east. Uh, it is here that you make camp, and you can see in the distance where the remains of the city of lost names are nothing more than a constellation of rocks that float in the air, some the size of islands, others little more than boulders. But where you are in the southeast, you can see the largest island, the um, the Citadel, as it holds aloft a sinister temple, again filled with the otherworldly violet light as it gleams from cracked walls. Its exposed foundations crawl with creatures of blackened bone and violet flame. And as you watch from where you settled down this evening, several of these skeletal dragons spread their tattered wings as they lurch into the sky, circling the citadel like gigantic vultures. Um,
Are they like the dragon that we fought in the apartment caves?
they are.
I can tell from this distance at least.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not more of those.
Go ahead.
I know.
For those of you that would spend more than 10 minutes watching, give me a perception check.
Oh, there we go. Love that one.
Vass with a 22. You sort of notice this. It's not been many days. You're probably on day number 3 this evening from your escape from Anyari. But the dragon army force in the distance has grown smaller, and you can see why. As they move, there are Dragonel riders that move up and down from the citadel to the grounds below. They are transporting the army into the citadel, which while the flying citadel is a powerful weapon, a great advantage, it will likely take days to move all of its forces aboard in the manner that it is doing so right now. So long as you keep your distance, you are sure that these will not be immediate threats. They are threats nonetheless, but you may have time to get to Kalaman with a little bit of breathing room.
I would mention that to the crew and the command central group.
I mean, I'm no tactician, but that seems both smart and dumb. Like, what if we find a way to bring the thing down? The whole army could be destroyed.
I don't think they're really concerned that we could bring it down. And that they can just fly right over the walls of the city and drop the army right in. So it's a pretty good win for them.
I feel like it's more than
Unless-
just the city. They could take this army anywhere.
Yeah. Do you have an idea of how we could bring it down?
No?
Oh. You kind of got my hopes up there for a second.
I mean, Faye, would we have discerned anything from, like, just poking around at that helm at all? Like,
You don't know, because it is two different items that they might be operating the same. You were never inside the citadel that is raised here.
oh, it's not the...
No.
The-
The tower crashed. It was lilting to the side and did not raise higher. The city raised around it, and this was the Temple of Takesis.
The one to the south.
That was to the south, yep.
Okay, I thought that it was the tower we were in that, like, somehow was rewrited with purple light on the top.
Nope.
My mistake. Got it.
It's a little bit more, The only word that's coming to my mind is sharp, which is not incorrect. But I was wanting for another word.
I guess if we kill that cursed knight, it might come down. Hey, Hugh?
That's what I was thinking. It's one sure way to get it to crash.
Someone's got to be controlling it. We've crashed one.
And we weren't even trying,
And we weren't even trying.
right?
I wish Coke existed in Dragonlance. One of us would be buying the other one a Coke.
Well, I
That's not
mean-
where my mind went.
That, yeah.
Not that kind of Coke.
Sorry.
He's
We've
not so
got some
scary anyway.
natural herbal things we do in the Sancris forests.
That's
We could introduce Vast
too
to a
high
new habit.
stake for Jinx. It's not the same level at all. Way too extreme for Jinx.
I think we just need to get to Kalaman before that thing does. And then I don't know.
Mhm. Where?
What if Kalaman has one? Hiding somewhere. It seems like it's got all sorts of secrets. Like, could we raise Kalaman up?
Well, he was there. So I kind of think if they had one, he might have taken it. Or
True.
I just did we ever talk about why we're not seeing other dragons? Because they have all sorts of dragons, and I just
Roll a history check.
roll a history check.
You're native to this land.
We will get some history.
May I roll as well?
Just roll.
Yeah.
There we are. Oh, yeah, 23.
Natural 7.
23. Victoria, you recall the stories of the Cataclysm. Old tales passed down. And they spoke of the Dragon Queen being sent away, and with her all of the chromatic dragons. And to keep balance, the other dragons went into hiding. Which is why, perhaps, you don't see any metallic dragons around. But you have heard and seen chromatic dragons. You've heard of Ledna talking of a blue dragon, and you fought and killed one. And you've heard the sounds of a rumor of the red dragon in the red dragon army
Right?
at the head of it. So there is the sound of other dragons here. You hadn't heard these rumors because you were with the Calaman army, but you remember Vass, Hugh, and Rue telling you of the rumors of Clistrin seeing a dragon out in the wastelands, and of some of them seeing one as well in the night. So...
I just, yep. As she's talking to the others, like, I just feel like there are good dragons. I don't know why everyone is so slow to respond to this threat. We're just taking a lot on our shoulders. That's all. I'm not complaining. I just if we take on a task that we can't deal with, what happens after that, you know? Like, aside from Vass, who is obviously great, where are all the great people to deal with this stuff?
I think that you all have been great. Darrett, Becklin, I mean, everybody's been given the best they can.
When I kill Thoth, everyone will think I'm great.
So I guess maybe until we get back to Calaman, maybe we should start thinking about how we're gonna get up to that flying monstrosity.
Yes.
It does seem like
And
something we need to do, right?
I seem to remember these catapults.
I was just gonna say,
Back in Vogler.
didn't we get launched by some weird ass gnome?
What if Tatina could, like, soup them up a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah, we could get a souped-up gnome flinger ready for battle.
Oh God!
I think Tina would be all for it.
She can turn lawnmowers into war machines. She can soup up some catapults.
Oh God!
And basic with my weapon, I am basically an arrow that they can shoot.
Well, as you have these thoughts, this is where we must take our next ad break. So, hang out with us. We'll be right back to continue our story. Before we head out, I ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us at Little Witch RP. They help keep our games affordable. You can find out all about our special donation perks for donating to my Ko-fi. Link for that's on screen and in our chat room over at our Discord. So check us out there, and we'll be right back. We're back. And, well, you have made some interesting discoveries as you watch the Citadel in the back. And as you are as you're kind of sitting around this evening, Garrett makes his way over. And as he approaches, I don't have pies this time, sorry. But he looks off to the distance where the fires are. The violet flames in the Citadel. I've been doing some thinking. Calaman needs to know what is happening out here. I've sent word to those that ferried us here to relocate at it's called Dreadwolf Cove, and he'll point it out on your maps. You would remember this. This is where you had where God, his name is escaping me. Elf boy.
Dalamar?
Dalamar, that's him. Where he took the
With the
dragon.
air elementals.
Yeah.
The betrayer.
Yeah. He's. This was where you had last seen him. This is where he had left you all. And Derek sort of continues. They'll be waiting there, hopefully. If you all can make it there, perhaps with Cudgel, Rookeldust, maybe Becklin herself. You need to get to the leadership of Calaman and tell them of what's going on here. Report and apprise Marshal Vendry of just how great this threat is.
I'm curious about what the leadership of Kalaman has looked like while we've been gone.
Someone needs to get there and, no matter what they look like, make sure that they know.
So you want us to leave you all behind?
it'll be too long of a journey for us. It'll be 5 days just for you guys to get there from where we currently are at. We'll only slow you down, and who knows if they'll get everyone in by the time that, as a troop, we could make it there. No, I trust you all. You're my friends. You're capable, and we need heroes like you. I'll make sure that my men, my women, these fighters, they stay safe. We'll continue onwards, and, well, when you've gotten to Calaman, just send the ferry back, and, we'll try and get on as soon as we can, but you need to make it to the city.
I feel like when we were exploring, we found some portals through the wastes, but I don't believe there were any that would have been probably useful for getting us from some point to closer to that cove any quicker.
No, you did not find any portals that, were nearby the cove. The closest was, a few days south of it.
Does it look like the Citadel's heading more Calaman way? Like, I'm just worried that the army's gonna get squashed by the Citadel while we're gone.
It's hard to say from its distance, but logically it will be heading for Calamon. If this thing is to make any sort of war, that would be the place to strike.
They're loading their army up to go over the water. They're not going to unload them to kill this remaining force. They're just going to fly right over them.
And I agree with Darrett. I think we need to get there as fast as possible.
Okay, are there any horses we can spare? Fast and Hugh?
Unfortunately, the only animals we have are probably not even going to be much in the form of getting you extra boosts. They are mules that have been worked to the bone already. You're welcome to them, of course, but they're no fresh, and
I miss Harold.
maybe if you shake treats in the air, he'll come. Just like a little cat.
how far?
Twinkle,
How far?
twinkle.
I guess you said it's a few days, eh? To get.
It'll be 5 days
Huh.
to get from where you're at to where you need to be. Now, I will remind you all that you do have the blessings of Habaduk, so it's not going to be as difficult for you to walk through this area.
Okay.
You're welcome to rest this evening, so you don't have to set out into the dark, but I think it is pertinent that we get there, or you guys get there sooner rather than later. I can talk to Cudgel and Tatina and Becklin about going with you guys if you want me to. I think that perhaps they might be able to help. They've been in some of the council meetings when you guys been out on work, so if anyone gives any pushback, I might be able to give them what for. Not that I don't think you guys couldn't do that, but
All right, tell them we're leaving before dawn.
not.
When Victoria says that, like Rue kind of glances over to see Vass's reaction.
Vass cringes super hard. Doesn't say anything.
Vass doesn't need to say anything.
He
It's written all
immediately
over his
starts.
face.
He immediately starts digging around trying to find the like Red Bull route that he has.
Yeah, easily done. Especially because you didn't use it in the mega sleepy time potion.
No, I didn't mix my drugs,
Yep.
so I don't think I've used any of the Red Bull yet. So it's all topped up, ready to go. Just gotta find where I put it.
Yep. Just digging it around. It's like, I know it's in here somewhere. So, this evening, as you each sort of bed down, can I get wisdom saving throws from everybody?
Is this against magic?
No, it is
15.
not.
Do we
15.
get bonuses from Victoria?
If you're within 10 feet,
Yeah, how close are you sleeping to Victoria?
right?
Not 10 feet.
Oh. Well, probably not 10 feet. So I'll just stick with my 18.
18's not good enough. I need more.
Vass, what is your modifier?
My modifier is +0.
Okay. We'll start with Vass then.
Jesus.
Vass. You lay down this evening, and as you are carried off with the grumbling of your mind of a pre-dawn wake-up, you toss around some of the sort of experiences of late. Learning of the flying citadel, witnessing it in the distance. The army that is loading itself up to battle against Calumet. The few soldiers here that have survived that are trudging onwards to the next dawn, trying their best to make it out. And as you sleep, your mind whips all of those recent events and memories together, strange concoction. You find yourself on a hill that burns. You can hear the sounds of a carnival in the distance, muted, but you see not the people of Allglare, but people of Neverwinter here, strewn about on the ground. You can hear the sound of a battle being fought, but you see no warriors. Your rest is a bit fitful this evening. But you awake, and everything goes quiet. Except you see something creeping through your tent. A rolling of mist. Your heart begins to race. You've seen mist like this before, thick and heavy. You are thrown back to a place of muted sunlight and everlasting night. Soulless. Dark. And that's when you truly wake up, gasping. You can hear the sound of soldiers on watch, the crackle of fire. You've gotten your long rest. It is pre-dawn, but your mind is perhaps a little unsettled. Any thoughts upon your waking, Vass?
Vass doesn't need the Red Bull route anymore. He's fully and completely awake. That was like horrifying. All of it. I think it's a manifestation or a reflection of how helpless he's currently feeling because he's going around and he's playing and he's trying to lift everyone else's spirits up, but he doesn't quite. It's not that he doesn't believe it, he just thinks that he's not going to make much of a difference, but maybe all these people will. So he doesn't quite see how he's going to tackle this problem or how he's going to be affecting any real change. He's feeling a little bit overwhelmed and not super useful in whatever is to come next. And I think that that manifested, and because he thinks he's not going to make that much of a difference and feels a little bit helpless, he's really starting to come to terms with the fact that he just might not get back to Faerun. Um, it's a real possibility that he won't. And I think all of that manifested in the dream sequences that he had.
Rhubarb, you also had a strange dream in the evening. As you fell asleep, the area around you is red. For a moment, you feel a flutter in your chest. You've been in a red temple before. As Lunatari brought you back to her domain. But as you look around, this is not the red of gems and jewels and moonlight. This is a red of fire, of viscera, blood. You stand in some place that seems to flicker with unseen light. You hear distant screams, and you feel watched, wholly perceived. There is a curiosity. There is a sense of power beyond whatever entity has chosen you this evening. But no comforting words come, no spectral figures or reflections. Just a seemingly eternal waiting in the fiery red space until you wake up, still feeling eyes upon you. What are your thoughts as you wake up, Rue?
I feel like this is like the nightmare antithesis of like the Paladine Temple where we felt perceived. And I think usually rhubarb likes to kind of, you know, I mean, blend in as much as you can, right? In the forest, it was always kind of being out of sight, being illusory, kind of trickster in a way. And to have this like feeling that you're just constantly being watched and perceived is just terribly unsettling. I feel like you can't escape it.
Alright. Everyone, you're able to press your long rest buttons if you have not already, if you needed to, for any sort of health or ability uses. As you all kind of gather in the morning, ready to set out, you have with you Tina Ruckledust, Cudgel Iron Smile, and Becklin, Ruth Viharin. All ready to go.
And is Vass ready to go?
I feel like Vass was one of the first people ready to go for the first time ever in his life.
So we're just going on the assumption he stayed up all night.
No. I mean, if that's how your
Probably.
character would
He probably looks like he did.
Oh yeah, definitely looks like if someone looked at Vass.
He looks like he did.
Yeah. Cudgel kind of look up at Vass and, don't take this the wrong way, but you look like shit.
I don't know what I did to deserve that.
No,
But you're right. I totally.
look.
You're
Yeah,
totally right, though. You're totally right. I know it. I don't need to be told that.
yeah, no, because like usually you're like all put together. That's why like I don't see you like this ever.
Nobody does. We're breaking new ground today.
But yeah, you guys are able to head out towards Dread Wolf Cove. And as you head out, this is where we're going to end our session this evening. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll see you all in our next session. And the next time that we play Dragonlance, our heroes will be level 10. Congrats on your level up. But until then, head out to littlewitch.com. That's our website. You can join us in our Discord to keep up to date with all of our announcements and jump in a game yourself. And as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.